Well, hello, boys and girls. Here we are. Guess what? At when I feel like 8 o'clock, we're at the life coach's house today. We shuffled off all the massage girls and Hybe's body loop and Nutella and everything, put it into YouTube, and off to the life coach's house we go. I'm keeping it down quiet here for two reasons. I got some allergies going on, as you can tell, and I have all the masseuse girls are tucked into their rooms, and the life coach is sleeping right now. So we have to keep it on the QT or DL. One of those two letter things that make you sound like you're cool. One of those. But keep it down. That's what we got to do. Anyways, boys and girls, we're into a lot of frolic right now, are we not? It's in the second round of the playoffs, and I'm a little late on my Pittsburgh, Washington pick, but I'm going to give it to you anyways. And because we're at the life coach's house, there's a lot of meditation that has to happen here now. I need to get really close to the creator for our third round for the Stanley Cup Finals. I'm going to put both of them together for this video to get two birds stoned at once, as they like to say. Anyways, let's go to the Boston Bruins and the Tampa Bay Lightning. I'm going to spend most of the time on this because this, to me, is the most interesting series. Both teams have an incredible amount of depth at forward. Marchand, Bergeron, Pasternak, Jake DeBrusk has been he's one of the finest in the land right now. He is playing fantastic. Krejci, Rick Nash is still injured. Remember that, boys and girls. This isn't like, Nash isn't having a good playoffs, blah, blah, blah. He's injured, and he's doing the best he can. He's giving it his best shot. Danton Heinen, Riley Nash, and David Backes. That's a really good third line. But their fourth line, Schaller, Curali, however you want to say it, and Achari, is probably one of the best in the league. The only one that could probably better it is Vegas. So their depth at forward is fantastic. Chara McAvoy. McAvoy is already underrated as a first-year player. As far as I'm concerned, I know there was Barzal and everything had a great year. I still think McAvoy should get it. I mean, if you look at his overall game and watch, that's the rookie of the year. If you watch his overall game and this guy inside, in and out, his attention to detail and the way he plays is well beyond his years. It's amazing. Krug and Kevin Miller. Kevin Miller is such an underrated player. As far as defensive defensemen go, when you talk about that, guys like Manson and Miller, I'd have them on my team any day. Matt Grzelcyk, fantastic pickup. Adam McQuaid has been playing excellent. This defensive lineup is top notch and should be in this position right now. It's fantastic. Then you have Tuukka Rask, and Tuukka Rask has not been the best this year, and this could be their undoing. I'm going to go to Tampa Bay Lightning really quick. The Tampa Bay, you have a great JT Miller, Steven Stamkos, and Nikita Kucherov is one of the best lines in the league, but it's not better than Pasternak, Bergeron, and Marchand. I mean, that's the best in the league still. So I got to give it to Boston. Palat, Point, and Johnson. It's good. I'd say it's a draw on that. But the Killorn, Anthony Cirelli, and Yanni Gourde line, I actually think I give it to Tampa Bay over Boston. Even though I really like that line that they have, that line of Danton, Heinen, Riley Nash, and Backes, I still got to go with Tampa Bay. It's got more firepower, but equally good defensively. And Cirelli, if you haven't been watching Tampa Bay, wait till you watch this Cirelli kid, man. He is bang on fantastic player. Like, what a great pickup in the late first round. Steve Yzerman is just unbelievable. Probably the finest in the land as far as general managers are concerned. Then their fourth line, Kunitz, Paquette, and Ryan Callahan. Tons of experience here. But honestly, I think they're going to have a tough time if they go fourth line against Boston. Really, that young lineup, that young fourth line, I think could do circles around them. I'm not a fan of that line against theirs. It's a good, solid, veteran fourth line that I would play against maybe their third, but I wouldn't go fourth to fourth against this guy. I think Boston's fourth line will eat him up. Hedman, Girardi. Girardi shouldn't be playing that high. It should be Hedman, Stroman, Hedman, Stroman, McDonough, and Sergachev, and Girardi, Coburn. And I think it's a wash as far as defense are concerned. Having Sergachev in your 5-6 is really deep. And McDonough, Hedman, and Stroman is right up there with Nashville Predators as far as top three is concerned. Fantastic top three. So in that sense, I would give Tampa Bay the edge simply because they have higher top end, but Boston the edge because they have more depth. If they had Brandon Carlo, who's injured right now, wow, like they've got a lot of depth on that Boston lineup. If injuries come up, I give it to Boston in this series, seriously. But then you have Andrei Vasilevsky. And Andrei Vasilevsky, to me, is the difference in this series. If Rask has a good year and does as good as he can, as good as he's capable of, I'll take Boston in 7. But as it stands right now, he hasn't shown that. So I'm taking Tampa in 7, but I'm not confident with it. It's going to be one hell of a series. Now, as far as the Pittsburgh-Washington series, I could go down each lineup. I think most people know their lineups very, very well, though. Washington is just not, doesn't have the depth that Pittsburgh does. I'll go down, I'll do a little bit of it. Doesn't have the depth that Pittsburgh does. The thing is Malkin going to be back from this injury, and how good is he going to be if he comes back? Because without Malkin, this Pittsburgh team is going to be in tough against Washington. But see, here's the thing. I'm picking Pittsburgh to win this series, probably in 6, because I think even if they don't have Malkin, they have Derek Brassard. What a great pickup that was. They can play Riley Sheehan or Derek Brassard in that second line role and still have a solid lineup. Their defense, for sure, against Washington's defense is better, and there's not too many teams in the playoffs now that I would say that to. So then it comes down to Holtby and Murray. There's a little bit of a question mark. I might give a slight edge to Washington there, but in every other facet, forward and defense, I got to give it to Pittsburgh. So I got to take Pittsburgh in 6, boys and girls, even if Malkin's not going to come in. I still think they could beat them in 7 if Malkin isn't in. If Malkin is in, this series should be over before it gets started. Last year, Washington outplayed Pittsburgh. Should have won that series, but Pittsburgh was not as deep as they are now. The only thing that I got to say is I don't like Alexiak and Chad Ruhwedel as your 5-6, and it doesn't look like they have much to replace them. So if Washington's going to win this series, they're going to have to attack their depth quite a bit. They're going to have to play their Ovechkin, Kuznetsov, and Tom Wilson line a lot. And their top 2. They're going to have to score quick, get this series over quick. If it goes long at all, I just don't see Brett Connolly and Devontae Smith-Pelly, Verana, Beagle, Chase on being enough to take up the necessary minutes that you're going to lose to the tiring of Ovechkin and Kuznetsov and so on. And their defense, I love Carlson and Niskanen, great, but Brooks Orpik and Orlov, they're good. It's a good top 3, but I wouldn't say it's great. And I would take Pittsburgh's top 3 over them any day. That's my full 42%, boys and girls. That's all I have to give. Thanks for being patient, allowing me to be a little bit on the quiet side today. Get yourself well lubed, pants-free living. Hit the subscribe button and the bell. Get yourself a vat of Jaime's Body Lube and a My NHL Pearls of Wisdom necklace. And have a great day. Lots of love to you.